pony. So it is an all-important season for this impressive Rockdale side who have just grown leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. Starting off in goals, Nick Sararis is number 1. Hunter Elliott is 2. James Nikolovsky is number 4. Number 5 is Giorgio Speranza. 6 is Isaac Danzo. Number 7 and top goal scorer once again in the 2024 season, Alec Uroseski. 9 is Moody Najjar. Number 10 is Brendan Shalakian. And number 22 is Blake Rijuto. And rounding out the starting side, it is Ali Ugla, is 24. We go to their bench. You have Braden Sorge, Bray Ovens, Jordan Grawarowski, 20 is Ronan Mulgrew, 23 is Oliver Pufflet, 88 is Christopher McStay. And we are now able to get through this game, which I'm sure many of us are looking forward to. In actual fact, we have 7 games being played at the exact same time, so make sure that you're across all of them. My fellow commentators are super excited to be calling their respective games, myself included, here at Rockdale Ilinden. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what the results come at the end of 90 minutes here in round 1 on a Saturday afternoon in Sydney. The rain has held out, thankfully. There was some droplets, so let's just pray that it stays away and the windy conditions also halt, so that we can have clean airways for you across your fixtures here this weekend. They move the ball forward here nicely. It's been a strong start so far from the away side. They're showing real aggression as Kamada tries to find a way forward, but doesn't on that occasion. Here comes Rockdale with a potential attack. Shalakian laying it off nicely to Ugla. Here he is again. Rockdale just keeping the ball very well. They love to do this. It's very intricate passing. Danzo holding that central midfield role once again. And he will be a key to unlocking this sturdy Rockdale defence. That ball bounces favourably for Kenny in goals after the deflection from Kamada. Stops it going forward. Opting for that back 3 today. Looks like Dagudoy and Solomon John Monaghan Viker are up there in amongst the 2 of the 3. And then it looks to be in the middle there, Nathan Grimaldi. As I mentioned, that really top tier signing that they had come on board this year. Perhaps then you'll see Kamada playing the wing-back role again on the left side with Askew, again, that new signing from Apia, hugging the right. This is a lovely run here from Solomon Monaghan Viker. Solomon John Monaghan Viker, I should say. But his ball forward finds a player who was in an offside position. Here comes Kamada now with a dancing run. This is strong work from him. He's looked lively in the opening exchanges. He does well to keep the ball and revert it back to his teammate Brodie Clarkson. He's operating more in a central midfield role alongside Dominic Cox. Ball's just played long. No one up there in a white shirt able to get onto it. Lewis Curry operating further ahead alongside Mark McNulty in the middle. Here's Danzo now. It's a nice ball to find a target. This ball is weaseled forward, but it's squirrels out of play. I do apologise. That will be the last animal reference you'll get today from me. We do apologise if you do hear the screaming children. They've run for cover here at the famous Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre scaffolding we have here. One of the finest. I would say it's the only scaffolding around that has some wet weather protection. We are thankful that the club has this space here. Ball is played long. It's a hell of a kick from Kenny. It's got all the way through to his opposite number. That's probably not what he had hoped for. Gifting Rockdale possession back. They come now. This is a nice layoff. Ball forward. Searching from Najjar to Uaseski, but doesn't make its way through. Both sides played each other twice last year, as the form guide usually goes, and it was Rockdale that came out on top on both occasions. First away, a 2-1 win, and then back here, a 2-0 victory later in the year. By no means did the St George City side disgrace himself on that occasion or throughout the season. Very impressive 5th place finish. Secured finals for them. They fell short to Blacktown City in the end. They were immensely proud of their efforts, as that ball from Shalakian doesn't find the head of Uaseski. Good hands there by Kenny. Shuto with a lovely control and touch at centre half. That's exactly what you hope for when you're a goalkeeper or midfielder playing in front of the centre half. A player who can defend but also play with the ball. It's a sought after trait now for most defenders in this day and age. The ball forward from him found an offside Agula, who was actually saying, please don't pass it to me, I haven't made it back yet. The wavelengths were not the same on that occasion, and then they gifted possession away, but that's okay. They say, hold my beer, and they kick the ball right out of play there, St George City. Once again, just gifting possession away. Here they come now, Rockdale, down this right-hand side. A storming run here by Hunter Elliott. But he decides to stop and think about a further run forward. Lachlan Constable loses out there, and now Lewis Curry can break away. This is a good run. Finds his man, number 9, McNulty, still going, finds the ball through. Here's the chance! Wonderful save from Sararis. There was a brilliant opportunity there for Jesse Foti to strike early here in this game. He just couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Sararis did an excellent job in covering the ground expertly and making himself big, closing down the angle. It was difficult for the right winger to get the ball out of his feet, but that's the danger that St George are going to pose this year. Particularly that combo, that speed of Curry and that guile of McNulty is going to be difficult for opposition defences to keep a handle of. I played forward. McNulty just slammed in the back by Nikolovsky. Referee forced to call a free kick, and he's uncomfortable after that one, the number 9. Often a sore spot when you get jabbed in the lower back like that, to give us a small reprieve. McNulty still unable to find his breath here. We can't actually see him. Oh, there he is. He's popped out from under cover from the translucent dugout here at Rockdale Ilinden. Doesn't look particularly well. He's had to come off to the sideline, it looks here. Ball is played long again towards Curry. It's going to find Kamada, who is onside here. Does well to get the ball across, but was well watched by Sararis and handled efficiently. Had plenty of time to think about it. It was lofted in the air for some time. Still, nonetheless, it's a difficult job being a goalkeeper when the ball is put up in the air like that. Rockdale struggling to find a way through, but here's an opportunity as a poor pass is gifted to them. But Constable can't get onto the ball from Shalakian. They still retrieve it through Danzo. Tries to find Uaseski. Excuse me, that's Najjar. Chusutto. Plenty of touches for the centre half in this one. Oh, that's a lovely ball from Danzo. Good touch here from Uaseski. Looking to turn with that big body, but he's muscled out by a couple of players. Dominic Cox involved there, hustled well, and then the referee is forced to pull it back after Uaseski was guilty of tugging the shirt of the centre midfielder. Once again, a good turnout here at the Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre. They have a wonderful clubhouse here. I was very, very impressed with the food options as I strolled around to the bathrooms earlier. A wonderful roast that they had going on. So make sure, if you do love your football, to come down here and watch a few games, because this team is excellent to watch. And the offering for food and drink is even better. But enough about that. Let's back to the football. Here's Kazwashutto. Rockdale Ilinden keeping hold of the ball a lot more effectively than St George City at this time. Ball forward to Orgala. Is going to give him some work to do, and then trips over the ball and himself to gift the away side a momentary reprieve in defence. Tell you what, if Kamada was playing Division 14 in a West Council football, that definitely would have been called for a foul throw. Luckily, he's a lot better than that, and they don't tend to call them up. Meanwhile, St George get the ball back through McNulty, but his pass is errant, and he let out a yell of disappointment. Danzo escapes the challenge, fortunately. Nice layoff there by Shalakian. Finds Uaseski. Tries to find Najjar, but the pass, even if it had got through the defenders, I think it probably would have been a little too heavy. And then a free kick is won by Giorgio Speranza. Plays it quickly as well to Shalakian. That's a ball through, but Najjar can't get it out of his feet and just toes it out of play. They're starting to ask a few more questions now, the home side, as the cobwebs get dusted off after a lengthy, long season. Of course, the heartache of missing out on the grand final last year surely haunts them. They've given the ball away here. And it's found Uaseski, tries to find Shalakian, he does, here's Shalakian! Great save by Kenny, gets down low and just gets a leg to it. It will go out for a corner though. He's going to stay down as well to give his team a momentary respite But that's exactly what St George don't want to do, give the ball away cheaply, and not just cheaply, but to their best players, the Rockdale team, that is. Lovely touch and pass there by the number 7. Found Shalakian, whose shot was on target, but another fine save, this time from the City goalkeeper. But there's still work to do defensively for the away side. Here comes that corner now. It's whipped in towards the near post, but headed away cleanly by Curry. Only as far as Najjar, though. Back to Shalakian. Tries to get back on that infamous right foot. Does well, but gets it too acute. And it's collected calmly by Kenny. So 2 decent opportunities for both sides in the opening 20 minutes here. Both not taken, both saved brilliantly. That's a good ball. Kamada's onside here, and the goalkeeper's in absolutely no man's land. But fortunately for Sararis on this occasion, he just did enough to get Kamada slightly put off. He whips across in, and then it's just heaved away by Nikolowski. Almost calamitous there at the back for Rockdale. The ball through from Cox was lovely, and the left wing back just couldn't get enough of a boot to the ball or put it towards both the sticks. If he'd gotten any purchase on that, it's probably 1-0 to his side. They get the next best thing, though, which is the corner. Curry's taking it here. Cox wants it short. Goes long towards the back. Plenty of players looking for it. Good header from De Godoy, but didn't quite have the purchase. And it was an easy save in the end from Sararis, who breathes a sigh of relief. Prosciutto just meandering forward with not a lot of real sort of ambition, sort of waits for his side to get forward first. Shalakian, once again, the ball just sticks to his boot like tape. Oh, that's a good ball into Orgla, but well read again by Godoy. Shalakian into Yurasiski. Oh, wonderful save. Once again, Kenny steps up when he's needed the most. Yurasiski, the man who scored 31 goals this previous season. You would have thought for all money was going to put that in the back of the net. Once again, the young keeper does a wonderful job for St George City. But there is still more work to be done defensively for the away side. It goes all the way through to the back post where Yurasiski was lurking once again. But it had too much whip, and he was never going to keep that one in. And it goes out for a goal kick, and City survive another Rockdale attack again. This time it's Rockdale having a gilt-edged chance that they can't quite put away. The goalkeeper's just doing enough. You think will be a free kick, but the advantage is played nicely. Here comes Orgla now, who cuts back, waiting for runners. Doesn't get it in the end. Now they do with Elliott. That's a good ball to find. Shalakian from Constable to Danzo. Now Elliott, this is nice from the home side. St George just sit deep and then give away a free kick. It's probably the right thing to do in the end by Curry, because Elliott had found a yard of space out wide and there was plenty of players waiting for a cross into the box. Fans want a card brandished, not on this occasion. I think it would have been slightly harsh on the left winger for City. Somewhat slipped. There has been, like I said, a slight bit of rain before this kickoff, which will just make that Astro a little bit zippier. So it's Ali Ugla standing over this. Certainly within range. But it's going to have some real whip and dip. If he does go for goal, he decides to cross it in, but it's done very cleanly at the back by Monaghan Viker. A wonderful header. This is so good aerially. Lovely work there from Rashuto. Nice layoff there by Uaseski. Gets it forward to Najjar, but the keeper, Jack Kenny, was well off his line and has hit the ball right out of the stadium and into the car park, which is going to obviously cause many problems if a second ball goes that direction before that one's retrieved, because quite often at this level we seem to only have one or two match balls. Lovely work here from Orgla. Gets it onto that left foot. Lovely whipping ball. Will this break through to Shalakian, who was probably in an offside position? It wasn't called, but George City again, defensively astute. But Rockdale still probe. Can St George do something on the counter here? Not on this occasion, as Rushuto gets his body in the way. Slowing down just a peg here by the away side. Trying to take the sting out of the game. Certainly in the last couple of minutes, it's been all the home side. Ooh, with a nice whipping ball to Kamada. Elliott's there to win it. Gives it away, though, momentarily, and that's a poor touch there from Nikolowski. It's broken to Curry. And just fortuitously, the bounce falls the way of the home side. Here's Kamada. Almost goes past Elliott with some beautiful trickery. But it's not quite. When they do get the ball and they look to get forward this City side, they are quite electric. They just haven't received the ball enough. It's a nice throw to find Curry, but that's a reach for it, and Shalakian can bring his team forward. He's it out towards his fullback, Speranza. Ball is too heavy from Nikolowski to find Orgla. Goes out of play. Looks like the home side are in that more common 4-3-3 formation. It's probably why the away side opted for the back three. Nolte unlucky not to have kept that in. Found Curry really well. Plenty of probing again from the home side, but defensively, so far, the doors have been slammed shut on St George City. No foul given there on Shalakian. Oh, that's a lovely little run there by Askew. He's got plenty of quality. They'll be looking for more of that in this game and throughout the season. It's a nice ball out wide to find Kamada. Onside, brings it down well. But Elliott deals with the danger with authority. And as I mentioned, because the second ball hasn't been retrieved, we're now going to have to wait until this one's been found. Fortunately, there is a ball boy out there. Considering how far Kenny kicked it, it would be a surprise if it ever comes back. Oh, that's wonderful work from Curry. Kamada gets to the byline, whips it across. It's just too heavy. Comes all the way to a skew, takes a touch, gets to the byline, tries to find it across. Here comes Curry, but dealt by Hunter Elliott. There's a head clash there, and they're going to get a yellow card for this. Looks to be Lewis Curry. Flew in there. Somewhat harsh, but he was late, but he was going for the ball, mind you. There's a nice little layup there by Askew, but no, I have to agree with the referee on this occasion. It was certainly a late challenge. The official today is Michael Weiner. In the middle, we haven't had a chance to get around to letting you know who they are today. The referees, as I mentioned, Michael Weiner is in the middle. His assistants today are Aaron Bloch and June Park. And then the fourth official is Harriet G. Trying to find Danzo. Does so, but forces the midfielder to go all the way back to his keeper. As we reach the half-hour mark here at the Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre. Work there defensively by Foti. However, they give possession back again. St George just can't quite get their passes to stick when they want to hit on the counter. Whipped out here to Elliott. Finds Shalakian. Who has it again now. Orgler, very good on the ball. Tricky as they come. But Kamada, full of pace, is difficult to beat. Despite playing an advanced role today, you often play a more conventional right-back position in this 2024 season. So he is no slouch on the defensive side of things. It's a chance here for a penalty shot, and it's been given. Minolti brought down in the box, and referee Weiner has no choice but to give it. It was a simple long ball forward. A massive kick from the new signing in De Godoy. And Blake Risciuto, with one of the clumsiest challenges you'll see, wasn't needed, and really against the run of play, and as the form card would say and predict, would put this game already had one side. Will this one go in? It will! Brilliantly dispatched. Sararis went close, but it is St George City who take a surprise lead here at Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre. They had looked good, particularly on the break, and just when it came, that chance was taken. Risciuto was clumsy. And will have to now work his way back into the good books with the faithful here, because he's put his side in a bit of a pickle. But the first goal of the 2025 season for St George City comes the way of the new signing, and has looked good so far. No back issues for him when he took that penalty. Dispatched brilliantly. And that is now St George City 1, Rockdale 0. Now free kick given here to Shalaki, in this game I think is about to heat up. Can potentially the home side score a goal. It's the oldest screenplay in the game, conceding a goal immediately after scoring. And that's where they find themselves now, in a precarious position again from the dead ball situation. Shalaki in to take. It's got nice weight. Plenty of players fell over, Rusciuto being one of them. And there's a chance for a halfway goal from McNulty. It's audacious, to say the least, and it wasn't too far away. Excellent effort. It had Sararis backtracking. There was probably a heart-and-mouth moment for him. It just didn't quite sit kindly enough for the striker to kind of give it the oomph that it needed and the dip required to get it over the keeper from halfway. But there was no doubt about it. The opportunity was there. And that would have been a wonderful way to put his side up by 2-0, but also start his season in a fantastic manner. Starting to drizzle here slightly. As I mentioned previously, we have wonderful coverage here in the scaffolding. So it shouldn't affect us too badly. Cox brings this down well. Oh, that is a terrible pass there by number 25, Brody Clarkson, who's had a good game so far, has marshalled most of the midfielders rather effectively for Rockdale Ilinden. And the number one task now is definitely getting to the break with this lead preserved. And here's Constable now. Goes around one, tries to go around two, but can't do so. McNulty picks it up and now plays it away to Foti. Should keep this in. Hasn't got really many players to aim at. Tries to go round the defender, but is stopped by Rusciuto quite comfortably in the end. Referee Wayno was definitely not going to flag that one as a potential foul. McNulty is asking the question still. Maybe for a challenge that happened previously. I have to say, the shape that the away side has shown today, the discipline has been marvellous in this first half so far. They've pressed well, they've held well, made it really challenging for the home side, who would have been favoured coming into this one. Once again, a lot of the ball, the home side, but not showing a lot with it. Maybe now, as Nikolowski brings it forward, but that's a poor giveaway. McNulty is onside for a moment, but he did just stray previously. It was clever from Rusciuto. He noticed the danger there. The pass just didn't come quick enough from Curry. You could see what he was doing. He was trying to get into position. Did his best, just couldn't get that fast enough. Curry wins the ball. Now Kamada can bring it away. It was a rather rash clearance, and it's going to favour St George City. No, it won't. Oh, now Uaseski can break forward as Monahan Viker falls over, but defended brilliantly from Grimaldi to win the goal kick. Just to let you know of some of the other key matchups that are happening today, as the offside flag is called here on Foti. If you missed yesterday's game, it was Manly United who got the 3 points against Central Coast Mariners, who played very well, but were just out-muscled in the end by the home side, who ran away 5-0 victors. Earlier today, we had Western Sydney Wanderers play Mount Druitt Town Rangers. We'll get that score to you soon. Sydney United kicked off at 5 against Sharks FC. We had Sydney Olympic versus St George at 5-2. Spirit and Sydney FC at 5:30. RPS played Wollongong. That game is still going. And then we've had Marconi against Blacktown and Rockdale Ilinden versus St George. Right now, the one you're watching. As we just sort of creep towards the end of the first half, there was an opportunity for Rockdale again via the set piece. They don't look to play it into the box on this occasion. Cross comes in, Uruseski's there. Acrobatic header from Monaghan Viker, sees it away. Another free kick is given away, though, this time by Askew. Play quickly. Breaks kindly to Shalakian, trying to get it onto that right foot. Does a couple of moves. Brilliant attempt. And then falls kindly for Elliott, and then spilled terribly by Kenny. And he's very fortunate that that didn't fall into the feet of Uruseski. And then that's going to be a free kick. That's, again, needless from Nikolovsky. And this game is sort of spiralling into a bit of madness. Some needless fouls. First of all from Askew, then that from Nikolovsky. The referee so far has monitored this rather well, but that's the second time that Nikolovsky has run into the back of McNulty. And you can understand the frustration from the coaching staff for the away side. They'll be asking the question, excuse me, Mr. Wayner, why hasn't that been dealt with? Why hasn't a card been brandished for a almost deja vu-like tackle from the Rockdale Ilinden centre half on the St George City striker? Well, headed away from Nikolovsky. Oh, the chance here now for McNulty, trying to find a way through. Can't do so. Oh, it's going to break kindly to him, potentially for number 2. Oh, and he just can't find the top corner. Once again, Sararis does a good enough job of making himself big. Almost calamitous again at the back for the home side. Oh, here's a chance now for Rockdale to find an equaliser before half-time. Elliott trying to go to the far corner. They will get the corner off de Godoy. Here comes that short corner again. Lovely turn from Constable. Fires it in. Can't find anyone. To Shalakian. But McNulty gets in the way. It will be another corner, though. Here comes that corner again, this time from Shalakian. This time they tried to whip it in. Kenny's there, does enough. And now potentially a break on here. They play it early to Kamada. Will this bounce favourably for Elliott? It does in the end. And then Sararis hoists it clear. So far, the set pieces have provided no joy for the home side. They've had 4 corners and 4 free kicks from an attacking position. And none of them yet have really troubled the City defence. Nice turn from Curry. Plenty of speed. Here he goes. Curry with having a go. Oh, and it's not a bad effort at all. Well saved by Zararis. Save you would expect him to make, but a strong one nonetheless. And that is a really misplaced pass from Elliott. Just holds up in time for Fushuto to keep it in. Another free kick conceded from the away side. Referee's going to have a word now with Monaghan Vicar, who has been guilty of a few. One last roll of the dice potentially here in the first half for the home side. It's whipped in towards Rashuto, brings it down well, falls kindly for a wonderful strike to Ali Agula, but just can't find the inside of the right-hand upright. It was nicely worked on this occasion. Goalkeeper Kenny is staying down after his diving effort said that it may have hurt him. And then actually he's holding his head after he looked up at the referee. Unfortunately there for you, Mr. Kenny, we do have a slight delay on the stream, if you're watching it obviously. And I get to watch the replay, and I certainly saw the David Luiz style head look before holding it. No harm, no foul on this occasion, though, from the keeper. All fun and games in the spirit of gamemanship. This is going to be headed out there by Speranza. Don't know if it was necessarily required. Well, perhaps there's a chance for the away side to steal another goal. Another foul is conceded. There's 2 back-to-back. They're going to go back for the first one. Well, that's not right. The referee's played advantage. Then there's a second foul. They've gone back to the original foul. You can understand the frustration here from the home side on this occasion, because there was definitely 2 fouls and they played advantage. Shalakian, a stalwart of the game, went down, obviously looking very hurt, but stood up very quickly when he realised the free kick wasn't further up the field. And now a yellow card is brandish. It's going to be given to Brodie Clarkson. Here's Shalakian, who's got up and tried to get in the face of Foti. He's not liking the attention he's getting at the moment. Here's Rashuto, storming forward, trying to find a run forward, and wins another free kick. Brodie Clarkson potentially in there again, making a hash of things. Or perhaps was that Dominic Cox on this occasion. Another needless foul given away, leaving Rockdale with an opportunity to put the ball on a sixpence and level late in this first half. Rain starting to come down a little heavier now. Shalakian to take again, right before the end of half-time. Headed away nicely. And into the path of Kamada, who can break. And no one's going to catch him for pace. Time still available to them. Kamada tries to go round. Elliott does so. Has players in the middle. Finds that man. Oh, and it can't be turned in by Foti. For the last chance of the first half, it was gilt edge, and it really should have been 2-0. Perhaps the ball was at an awkward height. But the acrobatics by Foti, probably not the requirement on that occasion. Something far more simple may have done a We'll be back soon for the second half. Don't go anywhere. Oh, why did I put that there? It's wet as hell. No, it's more my book. Hey, mate. Can you hear me? Alright, so, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to connect it all up again now? Restart it? What do you want me to do? Yeah. Please make your way to the field. Please make your way to the field. Alright, yeah, sounds good. We'll just test it. Yeah. Keep it as it is. Alright, no worries. Sounds good. Alright, we'll test it later on this week. Do you think I'm too zoomed in, too zoomed out, or you reckon it's... No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I try to look at each thing while I try to look at the game and this. It's not too far out, not too far in. Yeah, right. I think it's good. I mean, I'll have to go back and look at it afterwards and stuff. But I've only done futsal five-a-side, so there's not much zooming involved there. Yeah. And they wanted me to score, and I had to pause the clock at the time, and they kick it out probably every 15 seconds. Yeah, I know, it's the worst. See. Hang on, am I going to be the biggest genius in the world? I'll do it like that. No, that's just going to break my neck. No, it's too far away. Oh, no. That's what you can do. Oh, dear. Oh, well, looks like I'm getting wet. You know what? I think I've got something. Is that a poncho? Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, please. It's more for my computer, so I don't think it's fucking wet. I don't care about myself so much. How do you get this on? Is this like... You just put it on your head, is that what you do? Or do you go inside it? You go inside it.
Chase the nuts.
Chase the... Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I thought so. Might be nice. Thank you. That's a bit better. Well done, kids. Now get off. You just unplug the mic.
logistics for all your freight forwarding needs. Silico Partners, taxation and advisory services. Marco Polo Foods, fine foods from across the sea. Dual Core Packaging, Pinos Dolce Vita, fine foods. NPL Customs and Compliance. Silver sponsors, Lennon Simmons St George, Sydney White Building Supplies. SCIS Property Group, Sydney Civil, Bella Transport, EMC Civil, Superboom Australia, GMP Law Solicitors and Barristers, Rubroski Carry Equipment Warehouse, City View Group, Kenny Constructions, Chemist Hub Rockdale, Unbreakable Cuts Bay Street, Brightler Sands, Bricks Group Specialist Contracting, Niji's Sushi Bar, Zoomwave Constructions, Audrey Australia, Level 33 Developers, Vortex Property Group, East to West Plan Services, Russia Scaffolding, H2 Wills, Broad Air, William Roberts Lawyers, PA Architecture, Temple Tyres, Chinese Cocktails and Back Row West, Atcall Services, B&B Brick Lane, Direct Inject, Mars Consulting, Fruit Easy, Water Cranes, Club Suppliers, KSD Buses, AVA's Audio Visual, 2025 Apparel Partner, Stano. We also wish to thank all of our round sign shoulders as well. Support those who support Rockdale.
Good to have you back here from Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre for round one of the National Premier League men's competition. We are witnessing a fascinating game between Rockdale Ilinden and St George City. If you're just joining us, it's not what the form guide scripted or predicted. It is the away team that has gotten out to a one-goal lead, courtesy of a penalty goal from Mark McNulty, leaving the home side with all the work to do. And that is not to say that this was a sucker punch blow by any stretch of the imagination or against the run of play. St George City have been all money worth in this first half that has just gone past and deserve their lead for sure, the way that they've played so far with discipline and astuteness, and could have had a few more goals themselves. Perhaps that may come back to haunt them as Rockdale looks to get back on level terms and try and steal the 3 points. Second half about to get underway with St George City kicking off. They try a set piece routine from the kickoff, and rather unsurprisingly, it didn't work. Those of you who know me, so commentator, of course, my name is Don Rizzuto. I loathe a set-piece routine. Here's Elliott now, trying to find Oogler. Can't get it forward on that occasion, though. They do win the throw. Through to Shalakian was half decent. Curry fighting hard, does well. As Clarkson gets it away. Picked up though, Fiver Shudo. Again, that intensity from the away side not dropping at all as we start with this second 45 minutes ahead of us. A couple of fixtures that have come through from earlier in the day. Western Sydney Wanderers and newly promoted Mount Druitt Rangers 1-1 over at the Wanderers Football Park. Another draw later in the day between Sydney United and Sutherland Sharks. Sharks FC. I believe there's a name change. Let's get back to this game, though, momentarily, as Rockdale Ilinden have a chance. Danzo. Showing good footwork. Constable. Has to go back to Elliott again. Finds Constable. No way forward. Switching ball over to Orgla. Excuse me, that's not Orgla, that's in the jar. Apologies. Now it's Constable again. Tries to find USSK, can't do so, and it's just hoisted clear from a rather imperious Godoy, who has had a very strong debut today. Shalakian was momentarily fortunate the ball came his way, but didn't stay that way. And the counter was almost on, as Kamada was surging for it, but Elliott did well to block the pass forward. Ball forward from Speranza, doesn't find Shalakian. Was a foul off the ball there. Kamada goes down. Orgla tangled with him. Godoy just hoists it clear and out of play. Interesting to see what happens here if they give them the ball back here, Rockdale, because Kamada went down holding his head. We have another fixture to mention. Sydney Olympic dispatching St George City rivals, St George FC 2-1 out at Belmore Sports Ground. Once again, the young Rockdale Ilinden fans keeping us company underneath the scaffolding, providing some excellent atmosphere. Great club, great community. Everyone here watching the first grade side. But like most people who will be watching on, they'll be relatively surprised by what has been a rather subdued performance thus far on the minor premiers. They just haven't found the answers so far when breaking down this brilliant St George City defence. Esperanza. Enzo has to fire it out to Elliott. Shalakian has taken up a wider position. Whipped in towards the jar, but headed away nicely. That time was the ever-present Askew doing his defensive duties. Shalakian trying to roll through. Tries to get a free kick out of it, doesn't. Speranza takes over. Loses the ball though, McNulty does well. Brilliant turn, and now the counter is on as he sends Kamada away. Kamada one-on-one with Elliott. Beaten him for pace before, but this time Elliott is wise. Gets an important touch out for a throw to just reset defensively. Free kick for offside there. Speranza. Shalakian, lovely turn and touch around Cox, but the pass in the jar is heavy. He could keep this in, he does. All the way through, there's Orgler, but just too heavy. And then headed away by de Godoy. Cox now finds Askew, who's got some time to move forward. Doesn't decide to do it. Decides to go back to Cox, who goes for the raking ball out wide. Finds Kamada well, who drops it back to Curry. This is better from the away side on the ball. Is Clarkson. Monahan, Viker, storming forward, just at a half. Getting out wide now to Askew. Has players in the middle to aim at. Goes towards the back pass. It's Kamada who's headed it back towards the penalty spot, but is guilty of committing a foul. Nudging Nikolowski in the back with his hands. Oh, again. St George just looking to hoist it forward, play Route 1 football, and it's just giving the home side more possession than they want. Nice ball to find Shalakian now. Goes onto that left foot. Speranza comes through, player goes down, referee says get up. Was a tough one to see there. There was plenty of players getting in each other's way. Danzo to Constable. Finds Speranza. Good little run here from Speranza. He goes down as well. Home side just trying to play for the penalty, it seems, at this stage. Here's Najar. Whipping ball into Uaseski. And it is knocked out for a corner by Monahan Viker. Can the home side produce here? They've had plenty of these. Whipped towards that back post. There is a player there, Uaseski. Well saved again there by Kenny, though, down low. Still not over yet, the danger. Rusciuto keeping it. Constable back out to Shalakian. Tries to go to the byline, but Askew showing all his guile defensively, making sure that the dangerous Shalakian doesn't get closer to the ball and sees it out for a goal kick. Once again, the ball forward directly. Not accurate enough by St George City, but that's a giveaway. And now Godoy can find Kamada. Kamada, early ball. De Godoy's there. Oh, it's safe first time. McNulty for two. Has to be surely. De Godoy. Yes, on debut. The rampaging centre half has put the away side into a 2-0 lead. And the upset is well and truly on the cards here for St George City. They have come to play. 2025 looking like it could be a marvellous season. And it's their new star at the back, Kyle De Godoy. Finishing brilliantly. His initial attempt was parried away by Sararis in goals. But McNulty, with all the calm and composure, to find a yard of space, found his new teammate, who finished with aplomb. And now Rockdale Ilinden, stunned, shocked, silence here. Orgler, lovely touch, goes for a couple of players, he's tripped. Constable takes a shot. And then the referee says that this will be allowed. to be played on here. No free kick given. Oh, hoisted forward again by Kenny. What a wonderful game he's had, and he produced a save brilliantly just before. Ureseski now, his touch maybe a little heavy, does well to get it through now to the jar, but once again, Monaghan, Vicar, ever present defensively. Here's Kamada, his ball forward into the path of De Godoy was fantastic previously. He's giving Elliott all sorts of problems out there at the moment. Beat him just there brilliantly again. And the ball forward is going to find Kamada, who's onside. McNulty's in the box, tries to get it to him. Nikolowski wins it momentarily. McNulty picks it up once again. Brilliant work. Could this be three? Rusciuto steps in. And that was important because they were licking their lips there, St George City. Foti was in the middle waiting for his opportunity. The Jar teams up well. They were Constable. Going forward, tries to find Ureseski, but who is it again? It's that man, Monaghan Vicar, with an impressive touch to make sure the ball isn't played forward. His back three has been resolute, and it's been offensively brilliant. Oh, lovely ball. Here's a chance for Ureseski. Palmed away by Kenny Oman momentarily. It's wide enough to put the NPL's best goal scorer into an awkward position. And then Elliott barnstorms into the box, but dealt with by Grimaldi for a throw. Tell you what, folks, we're going to see some more goals here. Rockdale are going to throw some players forward, you would think, leaving them very much open for that counter. Here's Orgler. Finds Constable, but gives it away. And here's that counter I was speaking of. Foti's made the run. He's got no one in front of him other than Rusciuto. McNulty's in option. Foti tries to go round him for speed. Does so. Tries to get it across, but Rusciuto does his job defensively. But that's great work from the attacker, forcing a corner. Surely you would think changes will be made soon for the home side as we reach the hour mark. This corner will be taken very slowly by Curry. It's coming in now. All towards the back post. It's too heavy. They'll probably keep this in, though. They do. The goal scorer, De Godoy. Now it comes in. Flicked off the heel of Monaghan Vicar. Can't find a teammate. The clearance is sufficient. Oh, that ball is wonderful again from Kenny. Rusciuto's got work to do. McNulty was putting the pressure on. Constable needs to be careful too. He's done wonderfully well to play it away to Elliott. And now Danzo can try and weave his magic. And now they're backtracking here, St George City, as Rockdale come forward. Elliott plays it into Shalakian, but the pass is too heavy. That moment in the final third, getting more and more sloppy for Rockdale. They're just not finding that answer as we get a couple of substitutions. Off comes Constable to be replaced by Oliver Pufflet, donning a very shaved head. And Christopher McStay, the new signing, coming on as well. Looks like he's replaced Ali Ugla out on the right-hand side. And immediately in the action here is Pufflet, but the ball is too heavy. Now there will be a double substitution for the away side. Paolo Mitri will come on alongside Matthew Warby. It looks to be Dakota Askew coming off, maybe? No, he's asking for water. It's going to be Lewis Curry here coming off alongside Jesse Foti. A somewhat defensive switch here with Lewis Curry and Foti coming off in replacement of Matthew Warby. Paolo Mitri will obviously occupy that 10, but it looks like going to drop into what will be probably a 4-4-1-1 here, the away side, as they look to preserve this lead. Shalakian with a good touch, tries to get it forward. There was a handball in there, it's not given. Shalakian still going. Lovely ball forward. Here's Jurasevski, and it is one back for Rockdale. And it's that 1-2 punch that has been so lethal over the last couple of seasons. Shalakian to Jurasevski. Gives a beautiful celebration for our camera. We love that. We love that. The Baker strikes again in 2025. And game on here at Rockdale Ilinden. How easy was that? And St George, who have looked imperiously good at the back, have given away, you would say, a rather soft goal sliced straight through the middle. As soon as they've made those defensive changes, those middle changes, they are slammed, and that is not what they were probably hoping for. A bit of calm is what they were hoping they would get from those changes, and in fact, it happened to be the total opposite. And now it's the home side with all the work to do. But Kamada breaks forward here, breaks around the first couple of challenges, gets the ball across, can't do so, calls for handball, aren't going to be waved in the favour of the away side. Here's Jurasevski, lovely ball into Pufflet, the man just brought on. Pufflet looking for a bit of pace, but it's going to be well kept by Grimaldi. Only momentarily, though, as he slips and gives the ball back. Here's Jurasevski, cuts back onto that right foot. Jurasevski to the byline. Shalakian, surely will there be a moment for someone to tap it in a red and black shirt? It isn't the case. And the grateful Kenny dives on the ball as Najjar can't tow it forward towards the goal. End-to-end stuff here at Rockdale Ilinden Sports Centre. We said we had a match of the round on our hands, and it's turning out to be just that. And we've got plenty of time for more drama. +25 and added time. Given away there by the new man on rather cheaply in Warby. Pufflet looking for the chase. You would think this will be seen out though, and it is. Goal kick will be taken slowly, you think, here by Kenny. He looks to waste a few valuable seconds. It'll all count come the end of this matchup. There's surely going to be a free kick given here in Rashutto. No. Referee says that was okay. Rockdale end up with it anyway, and now they can burst forward. Danzo. Rashutto storms forward. Here's Jurasevski. Breaking ball towards Najjar. Will be an offside here given. Thought initially it might have been for the little nudge in the back, but not the case. Well, here we go. An opportunity to be played forward again. It's Uoseski who's onside. Doesn't get the bounce. Monavan Viker does the job. Well, that was foolish there from Clarkson. Gifting the possession back to Uoseski, who's still going. So strong on the ball. On that occasion, I think he was a little guilty of falling to the ground. That ball went out of place. It will be a throw. Nikolowski into McStay. Loses the ball though. McNulty looks to bring it forward and is tripped by Nikolowski. You would say, surely this will be a yellow card for him. That's his third professional foul. It's not given. Referee kind on this occasion. Michael Wayner has reffed this game superbly. Has kept it rather under control, considering it has threatened to spiral out of control on a couple of occasions. But has been lenient with his bookings. That's a nice ball to find Askew, and he'll keep this in. Lovely touch. Askew looking for options. He's got a few in the middle. Comes back to Cox. It's not a great pass initially. Askew will just try and keep it in this corner. Runs out of room. Lovely work, though, from the midfielder here. Cox still going. Gets it to Askew. Trying to get that ball into the middle, you would think. But Cox's pass is just not on the same wavelength as his teammate. But this is a wonderful run from Monahan Viker. Gets the ball across. Nikolowski with a telling touch. Now it's whipped in through the middle. Cleared away. Danger still not over. Cox still has it, but it's Speranza doing the damage and clearing it away. Kamado will keep it in. Tries to go around Pufflet, does so. Now whips it in. Is double team there. Elliott doing his work defensively again. And will do well to bring it away with McStay. McStay's got plenty of talent. Plays the ball forward towards Uoseski, who was surging towards goal, but it was well cut out. Again, this time by De Godoy. What does this game have left in it? There's plenty of time for it to change. Speranza, well, the miscontrol is fortuitous to be able to keep it within his own team's possession as he was pressured by Warby. Nice ball forward here to Pufflet if he can keep it in and win the throw. Oh, nice ball forward. Here's Uoseski turning well. Uoseski to the byline, but Kenny with safe hands down low makes a strong, comfortable save, but an important one. And will give his team a world of confidence that even if they do get breached defensively, they've got a very good keeper behind them, still to be beaten. And he's got a hell of a boot on him. That's gone almost 90 metres on the fly. And he wins his side a throw in the process. Oh, nice flick on there by Warby, but it was way too heavy. And no teammate was in sight. Oh, the ball forward from Rusciutto to Speranza is too heavy as the home side ready another change. Braden Sorge is coming on. Looks to be replacing Elliott. He is a regular starter in many games last season. Coming off the bench in round 1 of 2025. There's a nice long throw forward, but Stay does great work initially and then gives the ball away. Kamada, one of the run of McNulty, who can put the pressure on here. Oh, Sararis makes a rash clearance. McNulty's pressured enough to see him throw possession away. Try and throw it to the corner. Rusciuto with a strong clearing header. Askew's touch is a little loose, but recovers well. This is a important task for the away side. Seeing this out. It's something that they'll pride themselves on if they can do it in match day 1 against arguably the best side in the competition. But they've got to do it still for a fair few minutes. That's a better ball to find Speranza. That's not a great giveaway because McNulty can pick this up. He's got no one in support. Warby's coming. Now comes the run of the new man, Mitri, but can't find him. They're not on the same wavelength. And now they leave themselves vulnerable. Pufflet, open space, but his ball can't find Ureseski in the middle. And then it's just hoisted clear from, you guessed it, De Godoy. Errant passes creeping into both sides' game. As it happens right as I say it. Now Cox can turn and go. He's got Warby on the run and should have found him earlier. Rusciuto steps in when he needs to. That's an important touch because Warby was in on goal if it goes through. Danzo, oh, wonderful turn, wonderful pirouette. Play through to Ureseski, onside, tries to get the ball across, but Monaghan Vicar again does a wonderful job of taking the sting out of the cross, and then Kenny somewhat unnecessarily falling down when he collected the ball. We all know what he was up to there. Clearance doesn't find anyone, though. Speranza just has to hoist it forward because Najjar didn't really give him much to work with. Monaghan Vicar, a nice little touch. Shuto careful of the bounce there. This will fall to Mitri initially, but the spin took it away from him. Here's Sorge. Good ball into McStay. Tries to find Pufflet. Probably a little heavy. No, it's perfectly weighted. There's Pufflet. Sent out for a corner. The screws are tightening. It'll be some come from behind victory, this one, for Rockdale Ilinden. For most of the game, they have toiled and troubled. They do find themselves only a goal away, at least from claiming a point on match day 1. Couple from stealing 3. Here comes that corner. Whip towards the back post again. Still dangerous as it sits on that penalty spot. Headed away well by Cox, and Kamada does a good job of taking it out of danger. And then a free kick is given away by Speranza, and he receives a yellow card for his troubles. As the rain really comes down here now in sunny Sydney. It wouldn't be a Saturday evening in NPL game day 1 without some heavy rain. Kenny plays it forward. Rusciuto wins the ball well again. McStay into Pufflet. Finds Shalakian. It's a heavy pass, though. Wonderful tackle from Askew. Sorge does well to win it back. Excuse me, not Sorge there. It was Pufflet who won it back. both donning the shaved head look. Sorge heads clear, though, on that occasion. Allow the away side to waste some more valuable seconds as we ready another change. This time, Askew is coming off. Not for a drink of water. And will be replaced by number 5 today. The new signing, another one for the away side, Goncalo Agrelos. Comes with strong reputation as well. And so far, the new signings have made all the difference. And there is a second change here as well. It is the goal scorer, Mark McNulty, who has played a pivotal role in this game thus far and could still be the match winner, providing that last assist for the second goal too. The substitution replacing him is William Kunis, number 16. Just over 10 minutes left to play here. Hoisted clear, finds Jurasevsky though, who finds Shalakian, who falls over. And now Cox can bring it forward. Stop the new man out wide. Looking to make an impact. Agrelos, it's not a bad ball forward, considering the slippery conditions. It's worth putting it in there. McStay, looked good since coming on. Speranza has made the run. It's a good run too. The ball across is not a bad one, but there's just no one in there. And now Kenny will just waste more seconds by running it away. Looks to just go long. Play it away from danger with his big boot. Golofsky. That's for the support from Sararis. Now Rusciuto brings it forward. Finds Speranza. Acres of space out wide. Drops it back to Danzo. Finds Najjar. Speranza's making the run. Doesn't use him. Back to McStay. Hoisted clear. Warby doing his defensive duties on that occasion. Nice run here. This is wonderful. Finds Najjar. He's got Shalakian out wide. Goes himself. Still finds his way through to the diminutive number 10. Trying to find a way through. What a run this would be. Gets the Nesbex thing, which is a corner. He's remonstrating with his strike partner, who probably should have found him earlier than taking a shot. His eyes lit up like a kid on Christmas Day. Had dreams of finding the late equaliser. Corner, though, to come. Another one. They've had plenty in this game, Rockdale. They haven't really made the most of them. How about this one, though? Brilliantly weighted and cleverly palmed away. Agrelos tries to get it forward. Doesn't on the first occasion. Tries to on the second occasion. Does enough of a job. Now the ball forward. Finds Mitri. But Sorge is strong with the tackle and wins the throw. St George failing to counter with efficiency on that occasion. Good header off of Pufflet. Here's Jurasevsky in the box, looking for someone. But it only finds the foot of the clearing St George defender. Clarkson there, getting back and doing his work. Here comes Sorge, winning another corner for the home side. Time now well and truly the enemy for them. As the chance now come up. Here comes that corner towards the near post. It's flicked on. There's a chance. Headed off the line and then cleared away. Still a chance as the shot comes in from Shalakian and wins another corner. Takes a slight deflection. Oh, that's wonderful stuff. Much better corner on this occasion. Put into the mixer. But again, St George City survive. Wonderful goal line clearance. I think it was Grimaldi on the line. Here comes that second corner. Nice way to it. There's a chance for Sorge. Oh, it was Pufflet there, who just couldn't get the aerial climb he was looking for. Kenny just goes high to the sky. Speranza heads back. I think it was Warby who was potentially on the line there originally. Warby or Grimaldi. It was tough to tell. It was a crowded area. Long ball forward is nice. And then a free kick is given. Prosciutto guilty of pulling back the new substitute. William Kunis. Ball's whipped in towards the back post. Punched away from Sararis comfortably. Grelos slips over and then Shalakian guilty of being a little eager in the tackle there. Just missed the ball, took the man. Just allow this St George City team to eat up more valuable seconds. Here's a Grelos now. Looks for options, just drills it into a Rockdale player. Najjar wins the throw as they ready another substitution in the home side. Shalakian comes off. Placed by, believed to be the number 17, Bray Ovens. Prosciutto, got to be careful here. Wins the free kick. Here's Ovens. McStay tries to play it forward, but it's Monaghan Vicar again there to clear. Cox tries to play it forward to Kunis. Prosciutto has some work to do. Does nicely. Nice ball into the path of Najjar. Does his best to keep it in and win a corner. Another one. Famous words from the man, the myth, the legend, DJ Khaled. Wonder if he's watching this one. It's a cracking game. Who wouldn't be? Can they get a late equaliser here finally from a corner? Whipped in towards that near post again. There's plenty there. Kenny strong with the punch. And then Kamada just gets it away. It's Juaseski, though, back there. Keeping possession. Danzo, he goes long into the box. There's Prosciutto. Clearly it takes out the goalkeeper. Back towards, looked to be Nikoloski. He can't get up and win the header. Sorge brings it down well to keep the attack flowing for the home side. Here's Ovens. Doesn't go for the first time cross. Still going here, Ovens. Nice ball into Speranza. Onside. Wonderful tackle, though, from Warby. And gets a nice little pat on the back from the Rockdale defender, Speranza, who was impressed with the hustle, particularly this late on this game. Another corner to deal with for St George. It would be heartbreak if they conceded here. It's nicely weighted. There's the goal, though! It's Nipolowski! finally, at the 10th time of asking, they get the equaliser from the corner. Heartbreak for St George City, who have held on valiantly. But the pressure finally tells, and the reigning minor premiers do level up here. And set up a grandstand finish. There's still plenty of time for a late equaliser. Here comes Pufflet, storming forward, but no. Kunis tries to lay it down here for Mitri. Can't do it. Here's now Sorge. The quality off the bench starting to tell here for Rockdale. McStay finds Ovens. Speranza gets it back. But it's Monaghan Viker who sees it out, at least for a throw on this occasion. Here comes that ball into Kenny, who does well to hold it there because that was bouncing late and it's wet. And Juraszewski was in the vicinity waiting for it. Now, what do St George City do here, I should say? Do they go for the late winner? Push people forward. Najar with the pace to go around. Monaghan Viker. Juraszewski's waiting for it in the middle. Monaghan Viker does enough and does even better to keep it out for a throw instead of a corner. 90 minutes, Becken. McStay tries to play one forward, but was asking a lot of anyone of keeping that in. There's nothing better than getting a win in the rain. Can either side do it? That's a good ball forward into Kamada, but it's just not got the width on it to get past Sararis. Oh, the referee gets in the way. Halting proceedings. That's somewhat favourable for the away side because Bray Ovens was out on the left-hand side in acres of space. Here comes Rashuto. Was enough to win the throw. Made a bit of a meal of it initially. 90 minutes, well and truly up. Nice touch from Bray Ovens. Finds Speranza. Gets that ball across. There's the chance. Juraszewski. Can he find it? No. Brilliant defending. Degodoy again doing his work. It's not over yet though. Here's Ovens. Tries to go around Warby. Rockdale still with the foot fully on the throats of their away opposition. Here comes Sorge. Goes to Pufflet. Not the best of passes. Makes him work for it. McStay working with Pufflet out wide. Stepped in well though. Initially the defenders. Can they break here? With Kamada, St George City. Nice turn to go around the first player, Nikolowski. And gets away once again with no yellow card. That's about as professional foul as it comes. Well and truly beaten, and the fastest player on the field bearing down on goal. Surely you would have thought on this occasion he gets his warning, but that is not the case. They're sending everyone forward here though, St George. They're going to trust the boot of Kenny. And it is a big boot. Wouldn't this be a very, very strange way for them to take all 3 points? Goes far enough all the way to Sararis, who holds on well. Now what can he produce? Throws it and bundles himself to the ground in the process to win a free kick. There will be 5 minutes of out of time, so still plenty more time to come in this game. Nice flick from Ovens. Back to McStay. Tries to play Najar through. Warby's there. But the pressure from the jar forces another corner. What can they do again? Maybe another one will pay dividends. Here comes that corner. It's whipped in nicely into the danger zone. Risciuto's there, forced in a jar. St George City do enough, and now can they break? No, the ball down from Kunis isn't good enough. Danzo lays it back to Uraseski, loses out there. Now Degodoy can storm forward. Is there a late chance here? Kamada, one-on-one with Sorge. Comes back on the inside, uses his pace, still going forward. Finds Mitri, has a go! Oh, and it's not far away. Didn't quite get the angle that he was probably hoping for, even if it had dipped inside that crossbar. It was straight at the keeper. Ovens, guilty of losing the ball. Chance for Agrelos. St George City still have a chance. Agrelos! Easy save, though, for Sararis. As the Ruckus fans in the scaffold scream on the home side. Roaring them home, because there's still time. Two minutes, you'd think. It finds Ovens. Speranza wants the ball. Goes towards Risciuto. Has Yerosevsky! Oh, and it's deflected away. Well done by that St George City defence again. Still with Rockdale. It's Sorge. Finds McStay. Digs it towards Risciuto. Heads it down. Referee waves away any penalty claim. Kunis brings it down. It's Agrelos. And now they break here. He has Agrelos. Oh, and he should have found him. It's poor. Poor from Mitri, I think there. The pass should have come way earlier. Risciuto in a well-advanced position. Cox with a poor giveaway. Still time here. Surely the game wants it. Uraseski will find only a corner. Surely the last chance of the game, you would think now. Well, just as you thought potentially St George City were going to break away with counter. They can't find it. But can they? Rockdale again from the set piece. Do the damage. McStay has been brilliant with the set piece so far. Here it comes, near post. Plenty of players there. Right across the face of goal. Uraseski can't get the ball across. And then it's just hoisted away. Out of trouble. Sorge has a chance to send this back in. Goes to Danzo. To Pufflet. The cross in. Uraseski's there. Headed away really nicely. But only as far as a corner. Still time. One last roll of the dice. As we enter 4 minutes of added stoppage time. What a wonderful way to open the 2025 season. Here it comes. Towards the back post. There's a chance. Risciuto went high. But we're going to have, you would think, a goal kick here? Well, he certainly caught it here, Kenny, and then he was certainly shoved out of play, fouled afterwards, you would think. He could have made more of a meal of it. Some great chanting from the fans below. You would think here this goal kick will probably signify the end of 90 minutes here. Ball forward. Headed by Nipolowski. Cox can't bring it down. Pufflet back to Sorge. Referee giving a little bit more time. Oh, could this be a poor giveaway? Kamada puts the pressure on to force Nipolowski to send it clear and call final curtain on what has been a ecstatic round one matchup between Rockdale Ilinden and St George City. The spoils are shared on a rainy night in Sydney. 2 goals apiece. What a fantastic contest from 2 of the premier sides of this competition. Goals either side of the halves for St George City put them in a position that you thought would well and truly see them go all the way. McNulty from the penalty spot, and then de Godoy putting one away from close range. But it was the 1-2 combo of Shalakian and Uraseski which brought it back within 1 for the home side. And they managed to equalise finally from numerous corners, a leveller via the head of Nipolowski to finish the game all square. Wonderful calling this one for you once again. It was a fabulous contest. Fans who came down to watch, if you watch the highlights, my thanks to you. What a great atmosphere here in the wet. Please get home safely and please enjoy all the footballing action to come. If that's a marker for what we can expect the rest of the time, I tell you right now, we're in for one hell of a season. Enjoy your weekends, folks. Thank you. I was in... I know, it's awful, isn't it? I was in Vegas about a couple of weeks ago and I lost my voice.